All right. Episode 15, Understanding Willow. This one's actually a lot more polarizing than I realized. But at the time, I thought this was probably one of the best episodes of one. Brock, your general thoughts?
I like it. It puts a good reason behind why a still good person could be a bit of a dink to someone. So I get it.
Yeah. Misao, how do you feel going back to this one?
I just remember that I like this episode a lot, especially the animation when like down like the beach type of thing. And how
yeah. As far as where this episode divides some people, I think from what I understand, it's the fact that even though Willow is like the subject of this episode, I think some people take issue with Luz and Amity being more of the focus, and this sort of being one of those episodes that kind of pushes the ship, so to speak.
Well, it was the focus, but like to me, this was a Amity episode that happened to have Willow in it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I understood from that, because yeah, Willow's involved, but it's understanding why Amity is how she is. So it's like if they're mad, I think some people literally didn't understand the reason why this episode exists.
I think that's just it. There are a number of people who are probably not really the biggest fans of Amity, at least up until this point.
Yeah.
Whereas Willow was pretty much an instant favorite ever since her first appearance.
I got it. Everyone's upset because they finally realized that Amity's hair isn't naturally green. That's what it is, isn't it? They didn't notice the brown coming through in the roots in her character design. That's what it was. They just thought she dyed that part brown. They're upset that it's not her real hair color. That's what it is.
Put a pin in that.
No, I know that it doesn't stay green either.
No, I mean specifically put a pin in why her hair is green.
Oh, okay, got it.
But yeah, this is.
I think I might have ancillarily spoiled something for myself, but okay.
Anyway, let's talk about the memories, because I actually really do think that this is like a fun concept of, this isn't the first time we've seen like the sort of Inception-y going inside someone's mind plot before. Mm-hmm. But visually, I like the way that Willow's mind is represented.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there will be a similar episode later down the road, but for now, something that you'll notice is that everyone's mind is represented in kind of their own unique way. And in the case of Willow, it's like a forest of memories.
Yeah. Her love for plants.
Exactly. And yeah, like you pointed out, Brock, this is every bit as much an episode about Willow's backstory as it is understanding what happened that split up this friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fun going through each of these memories and seeing these two as young innocent troublemakers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Getting up to hijinks.
I'm still curious about the one with the eggs.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well,
there's always got to be that one that just never gets explained.
This one has eggs in it. Why is there eggs in it?
We'll never know the explanation.
one great mystery. The one thing they wanted Owl House to keep getting continued for.
Yeah.
Disney's like, we're just not telling them about the eggs we have to cancel.
But one of the memories, if you haven't noticed through the pictures, and then when they're in the forest, Willow, why English is hard. Willow has 2 dads.
Yes, she does have 2 dads.
Yes.
It's one. It's
I
one
think
of those,
I understand more and more that I watch this show why people didn't like it.
It's one of those rare Disney shows that is just unapologetically gay.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not even trying to hide it, despite some broadcasts internationally doing a sloppy job of censorship.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they didn't, pull a Sailor Moon and make you think that cousins were lesbian lovers or anything like that.
Yeah.
I will never understand that to this day.
Yeah, and in the next episode, I am probably gonna go a whole entire because I've been waiting to talk about it. But in that episode.
Yeah, we'll get there. But in order to get there, it is fun to see Luz and Amity's interactions as they get more time to spend through this mission of theirs.
Yeah. The overly obvious one-sided crush at the current moment.
Yeah, at the moment. Meanwhile, the B story, Gus has an interview assignment, and he needs to find the perfect candidate because he's Gus and he's a perfectionist. And so it's a contest to see who earns that spot between King and Ida.
This is a reference that only Masao is going to understand. Literally only she's going to understand. Because at least she's seen JoJo as far as what I'm going to reference.
Oh, okay.
The ultimate JoJo fan still hasn't watched part 6, although it's been out for almost a year now. Anyway, so I gotta put that in.
Life is hard.
I just have to put that in there whenever that I can.
Life is hard. I'm doing other things in my life. I'm trying to manage to get by.
Other things in your life for so long that you couldn't watch however many episodes. Hey, how many hours of FF14 do you have?
I don't want to talk about it.
I thought it was FF15.
No, FF14.
No, it's about the clean MMORPG Final Fantasy 14.
That's what just put upwards of 1,700 hours in a year, but you can't manage to watch, 20 hours of an anime. But besides, one thing I'm noticing a lot of times with the separations of the A and B plot in this episode is that the important plot is happening right here, and the B plot is something egregiously ridiculous over here that somehow distracts the characters long enough that reminds me every time of part 4 at the end, where part of the group is dealing with nothing while Kira is point blank murdering and blowing up people half a block away,
with
but they somehow don't hear it.
Yeah, they're like, let's go in and Scooby-Doo adventure. Meanwhile, that main villain is just sitting with such a hand. That's literally tapped at the top.
Josuke, his best friend, and a child are having explosive projectiles thrown at them. All the while, 20 feet this way, Jotaro and freaking, shoot, I can't think of his name. Rohan are like, yeah, that's ridiculous. God, I just wonder where Josuke is. Did you hear something? Did you hear that explosion over there? No, that couldn't be our explosion-based villain.
That couldn't be an anime fan user.
I can't. That couldn't be it.
Oh.
God, I love part 4, but that episode made me want to punch a hole in my television.
Oh, I love part.
I'm at least 90% positive that Dana Terrace is a JoJo fan.
It's hard to not. It's hard. You spot them. pretty easy because it's hard to not see a JoJo's reference when you see one.
We've been through this. Life is just one big JoJo reference. Been through this.
When people start sticking cats in their chest to get a third stand power, I'll let you know when it's stand. I love how I can say these things. Giant spoilers. Mike has no fucking idea what I'm talking about.
Okay, but like dinosaurs, though.
That's not been animated. That's not been animated yet. How do you know more about the volume that comes after the volume that's animated? You have to go out of your way to read that one.
I didn't read it. I just know these things.
Back to Owl House.
Yes.
So we haven't talked yet about why Amity is the way she is, and
because her parents.
Yeah, her parents are trash.
Yes, I didn't want to say
her
other
parents, and I ancillarily
they're risk naughty people.
And I ancillarily think I just spoiled myself on what degree of parent her parents are.
We'll get to that later, but
because I'm remembering now that her brother and sister have naturally green hair. That's none of my business. Anyway,
a slight spoiler for future episodes. This is the one time that Amity's dad is portrayed, I guess,
to be the evil type of dad, like the rude dad, like I only care about money.
Kinda, and we'll talk to that about that once we get to it. But for now, you could interpret this scene from this episode as just strictly from the children's point of view, because you know how when you're a child, adults seem a lot more intimidating.
Yeah, I took that as part of that. I figure very much that had something to do with still her not liking Amity or not liking Willow because of her standing and stuff, but it's one of those things where the child took it a lot worse than what was actually said, but I was going to wait to see.
But honestly, I think that makes more sense than just Amity on her own. Like, it's fine if they wanted this character to just be the stereotypical bully, but I'm glad they pivoted away from that, honestly, pretty early in this series.
Yeah.
And not just because we already have Basha, who is just the literal worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how I need to add that the typical insult for a person with glasses is 4 eyes. And the person with 3 eyes is making fun of the person with glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very glass house of her.
Yeah. I know that's more of a normal thing over there, but to us human folk, I thought that was just a good little detail. We actually got to hear
Scara.
Kimberly Brooks's character speak. This is the one time where, oh boy, does she get to flex a little, because every other time she is made to voice a character, she does the same voice. You hear it for 2 seconds, the other voice she did, but still a little bit more childlike when she's like, I thought her and Amity used to be, or her and Willow used to be friends. Like, that is what when she plays like Ashley Williams or Batgirl in Injustice in the first 2 Arkham games sounds like, but as an adult. The voice she was doing while they were talking more is incredibly different.
I do like that you get to hear more of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's a lot more engaging of a character than just Basha's sidekick.
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll get to that later. Overall, how'd you feel about this episode and the resolution towards the end?
I thought I thought it was going to be something relative to this that I don't know on which side it would be, but it's like they made it quite obvious that Amity is a person who, through circumstance, is made look like she's a big jerk, but she's truly not. And I was waiting for what the trigger on that was, and yeah, it was a good episode. It was one of the better ones, in my opinion.
Yes. Until then,
I finally get to know what side of the room has the door.
Sorry about that. I had to let my cat in.
That's fine. I've been streaming with him for like 7 years, and I never knew what side of that room he comes out.
now we know.
Not that it was a piece of information I needed, but it's just like, now I know.
Yep.
All right.
Misao, final thoughts on this episode before I tease the next one.
Like, I think like this episode made me like everyone a bit more, and kind of see like the rest of the show can go at the time.
Yeah. It was after this point, before the big one, that I pretty much was affirmed how great the show already is and how great it can be moving forward. And at the time that I saw this episode, we didn't really know the future of the series. This was before season 2 was like officially greenlit,
Yeah.
and before the unfortunate news of its cancellation.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's a bridge we'll cross later. The next episode is
Yes.
It's the one.
Yes.
If you're watching this and you already are a fan of the Owl House, then you know what comes next.
Yes.
But that's all I'm going to say for now. Until next time, Isao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter, wherever it's called at this time, at KiboLover028.
And Brock, where can everyone find you?
You can find me everywhere on the social media website formerly known as Twitter, as Organite0, Twitch, and YouTube.
And you guys can find me on various social media at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and that place at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, Podchaser. Subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You need escape? So do we. And until next time, bye!
Bye!